Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lauren Baked. For those who are new to my channel, please like and subscribe. This week I'm going to show you how to make this lovely lemon curd raspberry vanilla cake that I made for Alma's 85th birthday party. I garnished it with some yellow germani and some raspberries and some gold, and inside it's got a raspberry filling and a lemon curd buttercream filling. So hang out with me and see how I make this rustic, easy peasy, lovely cake for Alma's Fayar. Alright guys, I'm going to firstly start off with the lemon curd for the cake. I have in here 560 grams of sugar, 560 grams of egg yolks, and 560 grams of lemon juice. And I mix it up. I first set the yolks, then the sugar, then the lemon juice. And mix it up, and you get this. And one of the favorite thing about this lemon curd recipe is that you don't really have to stand there the whole time and stir for day life. You can walk away. Then I have a Bain Marie, which is boiling hot water, and I'm gonna cook this for almost maybe an hour and a half until it thickens up, and then I'm gonna add my 660 grams of butter. So this has been on the stove for about an hour and 30 minutes. Obviously, when I said don't walk away from it, I mean when I say you can walk away from it, it's like you don't have to stir continuously, but you should be stirring regularly, cleaning the sides. So I'm loving the thickness of all of this. It's nice and thick. Now I'm gonna add my butter. I have, I think, about 660 grams of butter. I just add everything one time. I ain't got no time to like pre-add and add a little bit at a time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Anyway, the butter's in. And just like stir all of that in. So this is the lemon curd ready. Look at that, guys. It's velvety. All the butter's in, and I'm gonna let that sit in the fridge for like 2 days. And then use it. It's beautiful. It smells amazing. I love it. So for the cake, I'm using a cake mix from the box. Don't judge me, but it's just really convenient, and depending on what brand you get, will depend on what you need to use. I have to use butter, sugar, eggs, and milk. So here I've got my butter and my sugar. 400 grams of butter is what my box calls for, and 400 grams of sugar. So I'm gonna whip it till it's like aerated, and I'm gonna add my eggs, 6 eggs. We add half. In the next. Gonna combine that till it's like nice and smooth. I'm gonna add my 2 cake boxes. I'm just gonna toss everything in. And obviously when you're gonna mix the flour and stuff, I always just, before I switch it on, kind of like do this little stir motion, and then I switch it on. You don't want the flour like in your face. Like when I combine that, also adding the milk at the same time. Thank you, baby, I got it. I'll add all the milk then. Oops. So the recipe called for 100 milliliters of milk. Obviously that's not working, so yeah, I can just restart this part. On yourself. You don't want to apply too much pressure on yourself. It will eventually work out. Okay, so now I've switched back to my base friend, the wooden spoon, and I'm happy with this. There's a little bit of adjustment towards the end, but nothing that's gonna make you flop. I'm happy everything is combined, it looks like. So the cake batter is done. a spatula to kind of like, this cake dough is a little bit stiff, but it's fine. We'll take it. And just like try to spread it out evenly. Give that a break. Go to the next one. I'm using, this is a 9-inch, this is an 8-inch. I love 8-inch cakes. 9-inch is a little bit too big for me, but it is what it is. I'll be able to cut the 9-inch to the 8-inch when I start building the cake. And I literally want to take the cake and cut it in half and then build it. So for 4 layers. Add a little bit more to this. This. The rest of this cake batter dough I'm going to make cupcakes out of. That's one of like my favorite things to make is cupcakes. Okay, I'm happy with this. Welcome to the exciting part of making the cake, which is the buttercream. I've got some egg whites in here, about 225 grams of egg whites, and I've got my first, pay attention, first batch of sugar, which is 99 grams. So I kind of whip it up a little bit without anything. My beautiful mixer, like so. So it's nice and fluffy. Then I'm gonna slowly add this. After I've added that, I'm gonna add my second, pay attention, second batch of sugar, which is about 450 grams in here and about 126 grams of water. And I actually put on the pot and kind of like make it boil because you're gonna make your meringue, which is gonna be the base of our buttercream. First batch of sugar is already in. So the second batch of sugar is almost ready. How do I know that it's ready to go in? It's just experience for me, but it's supposed to reach like about, I'll say 118, or maybe a little bit more, 126 degrees Celsius. You can get a sugar, you know, but I can always tell, like I want like big, you know, those balloons or bubbles, big bubbles and small bubbles. The big bubbles pop really fast, the small bubbles pop slower. That's how I know it's just before or just after soft boil, I think, is the actual term. So, you don't want that on the side, that's not good, but anyway, it is what it is. Alright, give it another second, let me mix a bit some more, then I'm about to add that sugar. Sugar's ready to go in now. So this is the, you must be very careful because this, if sugar burns you, you'll never be the same ever again. It will really damage you. I've been burned by sugar before, it was not pleasant. So obviously it's going to be a little bit difficult, but it's something that you have to do. You just have to be strong, and if you have someone there to help you, call that person. Slowly. Okay, Get on. You're gonna feel the bowl. The bowl is gonna be very hot. It's okay. And you're basically gonna whisk this till it cools down. So this is what you kind of get. Meringue kind of texture. And the trick about this egg whites and sugar mix is that you have to get it cold. That's why I have underneath, you know, ice sugar, because you can't add the butter if it's not hot. If it's hot. So this is what I kind of get. I had to switch machines because my other one was dying. Okay, then I'm gonna add the butter. I've got 681 grams of butter here, soft butter. Yeah, I'm just gonna add it. Create my buttercream. Structure in the butter is going to give the meringue a little bit more stability. And then you're just going to mix that. It's going to, you see how it's breaking apart? It's going to break away and like resist, but just keep on mixing and like, you know, it will come together. It's like marriage. Sometimes it doesn't look like anything good is happening. But if you continue on mixing and working at it, it becomes this fluffy buttercream. Alright guys, so as you're making your buttercream, you're gonna see that it kind of like splits. Like I said before, buttercream is like marriage. It goes through the most, you know, but there's still something holding it together. So I have like a little side pot with hot water. Notice how I'm going through very cold and very, I want too hot, but just enough for the butter to kind of like loosen up, and so you can bond with the meringue. You keep on putting it on and off, mixing for dear life. Notice that the water is not boiling. It's on 3, and I boiled the water first, so now it's on 3. And you're gonna kind of keep it on there, and you see like the heat will kind of like make things kind of like melt, but you're gonna keep it on there till it kind of like combines. I'm enough on the heat, and the heat, you see how it's just literally bonded those two things, the meringue and the butter. So now I'm happy with this. Now I'm just gonna whip it. See how lovely fluffy it is, and it's not splitting. It's not splitting, guys. It's perfect. That's delicious. That's what you want, guys. Now I'm just gonna whip now for another 5 minutes, and then it's ready. All right, guys. So now all the components for my cake are ready. The cake is ready. The buttercream I just finished making right now, and I separated some because this is going to be fulfilling. I even made a raspberry. I had 750 grams of frozen raspberry. I put about 150 grams of sugar, and I let it boil till I thought it was done. And then I strained out the liquid, which is over here. I'm going to use that for cocktails. It's great. And then raspberry flavored cocktails. And then this is going to be like kind of like a jam that I'm going to spread, because my flavors are lemon and lemon curd. And then I also made a syrup out of lemon. Equal parts, so I had 100 grams sugar, 100 grams water, and then 2 lemons that I really thickly zest with a special knife, but you can just zest them. I didn't use, and I also used the juice, and then I boiled it up for, it boiled up 3 times, and then I took it off the stove. And that I'm gonna drizzle all over my cake sponge, because the cake is very dry, and I don't like dry cake. I like it moist. And then obviously I started off all of this with the lemon curd, which I made yesterday. Look at that, it's completely set. Look how beautiful that is. And you can give this as a gift. You can just make lemon curd and jar it and give it to people as a gift. It's very easy to make, one of the easiest things I ever had to do. And you can also use this in a tart shell and make a meringue to go on top. It actually sets. If you put it in a shell, it will set, and look at it, it's perfect, man. Look at it, aerated, frothy. That is, yeah. So I'm gonna add some lemon curd into this part of the buttercream here to make like a, obviously use a bigger spoon, not a teaspoon like me, to make like a lemon curd buttercream filling that's gonna go into the center of my cake. And this is gonna be used on the outside of my cake. And I also have cupcakes that I can use this on. I think that's enough. And then I'm gonna kind of like mix it with my spatula. It should combine very easy. The lemon curd is firm and so is the buttercream, so this shouldn't be too difficult to get. Alright guys, so now I'm going to start with building of the cake. And the first step we're going to do is crumb cake. First of all, obviously if you're at home, I'm going to try to make this as simple. I'm using as little tools as I can to make it simple for everyone that's at home. And I'm not going out with like all my hardcore pastry tools. So I have my, I always need a small spatula, always. And then I also took 3 paper plates together and I wrapped it up in tin foil. That's going to be the base of my cake. Otherwise you can buy this at a store, but if you don't, then it's fine. I've done this plenty times. So I took my cake that I made 2 days ago, or 2 days ago, and I cut it into 3 sections. This is my bottom. Like I said to you guys earlier, I didn't like the cake. I thought that it was a little bit dry. It's fine, but I just feel like it was out of a box. I should have totally done it from scratch myself, but I didn't, so it's fine. So I made like a little syrup with lemon and 1 pot sugar, 1 pot water. So I use 100 grams sugar and 100 grams water. And then, yeah, so I spray it on. Okay. Like that. It's gonna kind of like soften up your cake and make it a little bit moist. Okay. And then I've got my lemon curd and my, sorry guys. Lemon curd and my buttercream in here. And then I've got just my regular buttercream in here. So first of all, I'm going to make a wall. I call this the wall. I've already got my tip on there. It's fine, no problem. And this wall is going to make sure that everything that's inside there is the foundation of the cake. Kind of double up. Inside my wall space, I'm going to put the raspberry. That's enough, spread that through. So my flavor for this cake is raspberry lemon. A long time ago, Oma, I asked her what her flavor is. I don't even know what you want me to do anymore. Stop distracting me, just let me go. Ago, I asked Oma what her favorite flavor of cake was. I didn't understand what she was saying, but I think that I got lemon and raspberry from it, and that's why I came up with the idea to do lemon and raspberry, just like that. Yeah, guys, the raspberry's done. I want a little bit more in the right. That's perfect. And then I have my lemon curd, and then I'm gonna put it inside my wall. This is my filling for my cake, alongside my raspberry filling. If the raspberry is popping out, it's fine. And that's the bottom of my cake done. I'm gonna now put in my second layer, which is like the cut off top of another one, but it's fine. It will all work out. Put that on. Just so you know, this is an 8-inch size cake. Happy with that. Then I create another wall. So, oh, syrup. Forgot the syrup, guys, but it's fine. Let's go syrup right now. Oh, that's a little too much. Just go in there with the syrup. Pieces of lemon in there too. Add some texture to your cake. And then the raspberry. Buttercream filling. You could also just fill it straight up with lemon curd, but I thought it was just going to be a bit too harsh, too pungent. Perfect. Boom. And then the last piece, which is either go this way, I think I like that way. Alright, so now that I have my cake rolled up, as you can see that. So crumb caking basically meaning just to smoothen it out on the sides first of all. Okay? And then I always used to just go through a little bit with some buttercream. Oopsie. This. Boom. Like that. And then you're just gonna go through. And then after you crumb coat it, you kind of like put it in the freezer to set a little bit. Put everything on tinsel so that I can sort of move it around. Might use it later. I'm just going through. It's kind of like covering up the cake, but not too much. Kind of like looks naked. It's like stage 1 of cake making. Do with that. Yeah, and then I'm gonna get some on the top here. Your spatula always when you but when you're crumb caking, it doesn't really matter if your spatula is dirty or not. Okay. Boom. And with that being said, I'm going to toss this in the freezer for about 10 minutes and then start to layer my cake. So now guys, I've crumb coated it twice. First time you saw how I did it. Second time, just covered up everything and then put it back in the freezer. Now that buttercream is done, which is fine. I'm gonna go back, revert back to my lemon curd one. So I smoothed out the top. I want a rustic looking like cake, so I'm gonna put everything right here on top again. And that's where I'm gonna feed myself from to get to the sides. This is for Oma. Doesn't have to be perfect. All that love that's in that cake, you know. guys. See? Now I'm going to clean up my edges. I'm going down and moving up with my cake. Down, moving up. Down, moving up. Down, moving up. Alright, so now that my edges are nice and smooth, they might not be perfect, I come on the side bringing all of that excess into the center. Into the center. If you feel you don't have enough excess, just come around it up again. And then I'm going to toss that in the freezer. I'm going to show you guys how we're going to finish it. Okay guys, I got it out the fridge now. Out the freezer, my bad. And now I'm going to do the last bit of... I also got a little bit of buttercream done in yellow, just to add at the end. So I'm going to make this a really, really rustic cake. I also just ran out of buttercream, so it's not enough for me to make my cupcakes, but it's fine. That's what we'll eat. Ice-free cupcakes for the next week. Make sure you get everything out because that's all you have. Well, that's all I have. So I grab it like I did before and I just cut it like, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm now covering up the dark spots. Anything that's smooth, I don't worry about. Anything that's dark, you know, this is like the concealing part, you know, when you do makeup. Rustic. That's my style. Go around with this. Around almost cake. I'm going to be decorating it with some flowers and raspberries. I'll show you guys just now. Because I'm going to completely decorate it. Doesn't matter if it's rustic or not. Boom. I'm just going to go in there, flat it out. Now I'm going to grab my yellow. Go through the cake, but not really everywhere. done with the outside. Decorating this with some lovely red flowers, some raspberries, and I also got sparkles. But guys, look, like it's shaped with the number 85. I got this when I was in Germany. This is super cool. Almost turning 85. I'm super excited about the sparkles. So I'm gonna cut some of the flowers. I'm just gonna like push it in. I'm gonna take advantage of the dimension of the flowers. Pops out, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. You can use whatever flowers you want. You could do roses, you could do peonies, my idea. This is what I got. I think they are dandelions. No, they're not. I forgot the name of this flower, but anyway. Just keep on going. I think I have space for one more. Then I'm going to go through with the raspberries. Just letting them just like sit on the cake. And I also have edible gold. As many raspberries as you can. It's not wasting, you've got plenty. So the name of the flowers are Germanis. I assume that they're yellow. Germanis. Anyway, this is my edible gold. I've got this that I got from the US from Chef Kelly, and I'm just gonna try to stick it on. Don't get this on your fingers, and if your fingers are dirty, I'm using like a tweezer because it's easiest to get it off. Maximize on that gold, and it kind of helps for it to stick if something is kind of wet. To the raspberries as well as I would have hoped. And yeah, I think 85 is a big number. That's why I'm putting gold in this, because Oma deserves. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel and watching me make Oma's birthday cake. I'm super excited to see her face when she tries it. I hope you guys can try the recipe, and if you have any queries, please let me know. And please like, subscribe, and share. Have a great time. See you next week.